What's going on YouTube? How is everybody today? It's good to hear. So today's Saturday. We're going to do an album review for an album I bring out with me on Saturday. This is an album I don't really play all that often, but it's a good album to have around in case you're stuck for a song and you can't really figure out what you're going to play next. It's, you know, you fall back on Weezer's Blue album. It's a pretty awesome album. Released in 1994 on Geffen Records. Weezer is a band that formed in Los Angeles. They toured around a lot of clubs there. I think they're part of something called like the Scene Wars or the Club Roars, and then they got signed by one of the owners of Geffen Records, and they put out this album. This album actually came out while Rivers was off in Harvard studying, and I don't know. These guys got a lot of heat when it first came out. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people really liked it. Got all these mixed reviews. They were getting called one-hit wonders, and they had all these like funny videos, and like I think a lot of people are saying that, you know, the quality of their music videos is kind of to their detriment because it was making them very popular, but it's also getting the whole one-hit wonder tagline. And I remember the first time I saw a Sweater Song with the dogs and the blue screen. I thought it was kind of silly. It didn't really make me like the song very much, but the video that got me into Weezer was the Buddy Holly song, and they were playing in I forget the name of the diner, but it was from Happy Days, and it was kind of like a little retro throwback thing, and had like Fonzie dancing at the end. I thought it was hilarious. Really, really good video by Spike Jones. Did those videos. And Say It Ain't So is probably one of my favorite songs of all time. When that song came out, I was totally blown away. That's totally my karaoke jam. But yeah, Weezer's great. They're named after the rumored to be named after one of the asthmatic members of the Little Rascals, which is some like black and white comedy show about its group of kids, Alfalfa, and like I think there was one named Buckwheat. I forget the rest of their names. There's a girl, some fat kid. Don't remember too much about it. I remember watching the movie and it was alright back in the day. Yeah, but Weezer's cool. Weezer's whole thing is they make this kind of power pop, geek rock kind of shit, college rock. Some people say they're the grandfathers of emo, modern day emo, and I don't know if it's too much emo. Like there's a little bit of emo on here, I guess, when he sings about how the world has turned and left me here, turning further every day, but it's kind of like emotional. I don't know, emo, like it doesn't have the haircuts or any kind of like cutting his wrists or anything like that stupid, but yeah, Weezer had a pretty unique sound when they came out. They had all they had a knack for like combining big, you know, stadium rock and metal kind of sounds, big heavy guitar riffs of like Pixies and Cheap Trick and like Van Halen, then mix them with like the sounds of like Nirvana and like Pavement and Pixies, and kind of make this weird kind of unique sound that they have going on. They make all these endearing, self-depreciating, funny little power pop songs with big heavy guitar chords and guitar solos and stuff like that. Cool little vocal interplay, kind of like a little bit of barbershop going on, some cool hip-hop references. Very awkward, but very like endearing, very much so like an uplifting album, despite that it's got some sad subject matter like parents' divorce and alcoholism and, you know, breakups, but it's also got songs about, you know, surfing and rocking in your garage and Marvel Comics and Dungeons and Dragons references and stuff like that. All kinds of cool pop ballads on here. Pretty solid album. I wouldn't say there's any like real bad songs on it. The only song I can't really hang with is like the last song, Only in Dreams, but even then that's not a too bad song. Pretty solid album, near perfect. You'd be hard-pressed to say anything bad about this album at all if you really sit down and give it a good listen to. Like, it's very clever, very smart, rocks hard at times, you know, it's pretty crazy, like, I don't know. I read that there was a deluxe edition that just came up recently, and all his B-sides have had some good songs on there too, but I've never really checked it out yet, but yeah, there's not much to say about Weezer's Blue album that hasn't been said already. Like, it's a pretty popular album. It's blue. And then just a picture of the little jam space, I guess, with little posters of Judas Priest and Quiet Riot on the walls, and some 7-Eleven coffee. I've drank a lot of that coffee growing up. It's disgusting 7-Eleven coffee. Very potent stuff though. But yeah, you just want to listen to some, you know, even though they kind of look like geeks, the music kind of reflects that a little, I guess. I don't know. It's Weezer. If you haven't heard this album, you should probably definitely go check it out, but I don't know. I don't know if I'll play anything off this tonight though. I might play Buddy Holly, maybe. We'll see. See how it goes. But yeah, great album. 1994, Geffen Records, the Blue album. Even though it's self-titled, it's called Blue Album because it's blue.